He's kind of a mess this season.
He's a hot mess, right?
He's finding like new ways to fuck up.
I like that. Great use of the French, because I appreciate that. Yeah, no, he does. Well, I mean, he's in a terrible place. Like, and by the way, it's so funny you say that, because like there's a shirt you can get online that someone made last year. And it says it's from episode 4 last year, where I come down in a towel and live. So I'm just like holding a cup of coffee, basically like naked. And the shirt just says "Major Lady Boner," and so this brought to my attention by the crew. I thought it was hilarious, and I think next this season the shirt should just be like "Major Hot Mess," right? Because he's a train wreck. He's a garbage fire. I mean, it's like his work, he can't get a job back at what he loves doing, so he's training people, which obviously he doesn't love. He's being blackmailed into becoming a hitman. He's still angry with the love of his life. I mean, he needs to catch a break. I don't know when Major's birthday is, but I hope it's soon. I hope someone sends him a coupon for like a free ice cream. And we hope we see that scene, just a boy and his dog that he stole from a guy he killed. And ice cream. It's typical Rockwell stuff, guys.
Well, speaking of screwing up, he just had a little something with girl who is probably not very trustworthy.
Gang, are we ready to put that in the bad decision column yet? I don't know if I'm ready to rule that out. She's a bit of a looker, that girl, though.
Well, she is, but...
No, and you're right. That would definitely fall into the bad decision category. But I think that's more indicative of just what a bad place he's in and how kind of miserable he is. Because, when you're kind of in a tough spot, sometimes you don't always make the most nutritious decisions. And she caught him at a low moment. Also, under the influence, as we saw. So,
is it going to continue and perhaps be problematic? Like, could Liv find out?
Mm-hmm. When does he find out that she's
roommates
with Liv?
I know, right? There's a lot of things that need to happen. Would you be interested in seeing it go on?
Well, I think it would be intriguing, yeah. And I think that Liv finding out would be explosive.
I think it would make for great drama.
Yeah.
If it kept going. Although I think, because the way I sort of made sense of it was that, like I said, he's just in a really, really dark place. And so it's not so much that it's like he's attracted to her, wants to have... Because honestly, to me, when I read the scene that nuts and bolts of it, I was like, to me, kissing someone's very intimate. Like, angry, passion, sex, whatever, that's one thing. But, like, to stop and kiss someone is a very intimate kind of act. So I had a hard time with figuring out, like, why is there kissing then? Because I don't want this to potentially look like a scene that you could be Liv and Major, So I sort of made sense of it. Like I said, it's kind of a bad decision. He's in a bad place. He's not making good calls. So I think if it continued, we have to find a way to justify why that's still happening. So if that's the case, then yeah, maybe he's still using or still miserable or hasn't found a way to kind of salvage hope. If that makes sense.
Yeah, and can you talk about, you mentioned, Liv and him have a contentious relationship right now. Mm-hmm. How is that going? Is that going to change going forward? Will Major come to more of an understanding about what she did?
Not going to tell you part of the question I was answering. I just want to make it seem like I was about to give you a really juicy bit of information. Well, I think, it's contentious now for a very good reason. I mean, obviously what happened in the finale was just, that's bananas. Like, that's crazy. It's that feeling of betrayal and just let down. Plus, there's a lot of kind of unreconciled hurt between the two of them. So I think it makes sense for where it is now. But will it stay like that? No. I don't think so. I think there's such a dynamic between them that there's too much history between them for just to stay kind of contentious, like without there being some sort of undercurrent. And so I think especially, episode 4, there's a great scene between the two of them. I won't say the nature of it, but like I loved it. Shooting it was very interesting, and it's the closing scene of episode 4. So you'll know when you see it, but that was a cool one because to me, it really spoke to the truth of their relationship. Sometimes like it doesn't need to be like on like in the words. It can just be a moment people have, or like whatever. And Rob and Diane, the writers, are so great at doing that. And this was one of those ones where it's like there's very few words in the scene, but what happens is like, oh yeah, that tells the story. So gotta wait a week, but I think you'll find some resolution. I think you'll like it.
Can you talk about will there be side effects to the cure for him, over the next few episodes and tease that a little bit?
That's a great question. There's not a whole lot I can tease there because we actually, I don't even know how that's going to play out. But I think that's a very good line of questioning, and that's something that will be explored this season.
Is it easier for Major to identify with and get along with Liv depending on what brain she's eaten? Like in the Bro episode, she was there for him.
I'd say so far the track record would say no. Because in the Bro thing, it's still so nuanced. They have that moment where she's like, sorry, bro. And then Morgan's like, bro? Really? And then when we saw where she eats the Real Housewife brain, she cold cocks an open-handed slap, right? So I honestly, I think that is something that will aid sort of that contentious nature of the relationship, because as he sort of starts to understand it, maybe is able to gain a little insight and empathy, I think then they can kind of move past it being contentious and sort of try to find some common ground. But I think so far it has not really served to benefit him. It's sort of added to the what the hell happened sandwich he's currently eating,
Last question. Obvious moral issues aside.
Okay, no pressure, but this is the last question, so here. Go.
Moral issues aside, Major is killing a bunch of people. He can't possibly commit the perfect murder 7,000 times. So
On the same
Oh, can't he?
Is there going to be legal police problems arising for him? Unless he
I
can.
thought that was a pretty good last question.
That was a good. We approve.
Yeah. You did good. I thought you were going to zig and you zag.
Okay.
I like it. Well, first of all, is there going to be any legal pressure? There already is legal pressure. Clive has not let the meet cute thing go.
Right.
And I love, because I don't Major and Clive haven't seen together, so I love any excuse to get to work with Malcolm. Because you'll have met him by this point, right? He's the best. So I like that they're still teasing that, and they're not letting that fire go out, that Clive is he's very suspicious, So there's already legal pressure. I'm with you. Major's not a criminal. He's not a career criminal. He had a one-off night where he went berserker. More or less worked out in his favor. And so what he's doing now, it wasn't planned. People get away with murders when they plan them. This seems like something that was just thrown in his lap. So I like the fact that you're watching someone who doesn't really have all his bases covered. So it kind of adds that element of what's going to happen the first time a kidnapping goes wrong?
Yeah.
What happens then? Someone zombies out on him? Not going to go well. So we shall see.
Okay.
Cool.